Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today I'm going to be doing the mixed girl tag. Today I'm going to be doing the mixed girl tag as a way to get you guys to know more about me and just, basically an introduction-ish video. I get a lot of questions about me being mixed all the time, so I just decided that I might as well do the video to explain everything, and this might be a little emotional, but no way in any way am I saying that, like, if you're mixed, you're gonna go through these problems, or because, like, some people who are mixed go through these, some people who are mixed don't go through these, people who aren't mixed go through these. It's just, like, personally my experience with being mixed and stuff. So I might have to look up the questions first. Okay, so the first question is, what are you mixed with? I'm basically split right down the middle. I am half Asian and half white. The Asian part of me is Malaysian, Chinese, Indian, and the other half of me, which is white, is from London, England. Okay, next question is, what ethnicity have you often been mistaken for? So, like, being so many different races and ethnicities, a lot of people have mistaken me for being African American. That is the one I get the most often. Actually a bunch of African American people have thought that I am African American as well, and I get that all the time. I get Indian like all the time. Like, are you fully Indian? No, I'm not fully Indian. I get Native American and Moroccan a lot as well, but mostly it's African American and Indian, I think. I've gotten, actually no, they're pretty much all the same, but mostly African American. Is your hair curly or straight? My hair is naturally really curly, and you can't really tell because it's in a bun right now, but it's like ringlets curly, and it naturally is like that. But when I come to school, a lot of people think my hair is naturally pin straight, like maybe I got like the Chinese gene for me, but it is not pin straight. I blow dry my hair in the morning because it is hard to manage and stuff like that. But this summer and last school year, I began to kind of embrace my curls and love them, and I don't really blow dry my hair that much anymore. I just let it air dry. I just put up in a bun because I was about to go to bed, but I decided to make this video, so yeah. It's naturally curly, and I got it from my grandmother, I'm pretty sure. Was coming from different backgrounds challenging growing up? Yes, coming from different backgrounds was very challenging growing up, and I cannot express how challenging it was, or how challenging it still is. It's always been one of those things, who I am, like my race, stuff like that. It's always been something that I've struggled with accepting, especially when I was a little kid. And I'll go more into depth because I think there's a question that asks about that. Which backgrounds do you embrace the most? So, this one's really simple. The one I embrace the most is Malaysian. And this is because most of my family lives in Malaysia, so every summer I go and visit them in Malaysia, and it's actually where I am right now. I'm in a hotel in Malaysia, but my whole family basically lives here. I lived here until I was about 9 or 10 years old, and then I moved to the States, but I speak Bahasa, which is a language of Malaysia, and I am in love with the culture and the tradition, and I love the food here. Food here is like my absolute fave, and I get so excited when I think about just going back to Malaysia and stuff like that. And honestly, I just think I embrace that the most. When people ask me what I am, I always usually say Malaysian first, because I don't know, I love Malaysia and I love its culture. I just love everything about it. I'm proud to be Chinese, Indian, and especially English, since that's my other half. I don't have any family basically that lives in any of those places, and we don't visit there often. I don't know how to explain it, but I embrace being Malaysian the most, I think, but I'm proud to be what I am, definitely. No shame whatsoever. Have you ever been teased for being different? Okay, there has been like so much stuff that I had to go through when I was younger, especially when I moved to the States from Malaysia, because I only lived here until I was like 9 or 10, and before that, you're little, people kind of accept you for who you are when you're younger. There's no judging, nobody's realizing like, hey, I look like this, and you don't look like that or anything like that. It's just like, we're kids, let's have fun. So in Malaysia, I was accepted basically, and I had a bunch of friends, and I had family. I was happy. Every once in a while, people would ask me like, why do you look like a little different from us? And I'd have to say, because I'm half white and stuff like that. But it was no big deal. I fit in perfectly fine, and it basically kind of broke loose in 5th grade when I moved to the U.S. I went to a school before the school that I'm talking about right now, and that school is pretty accepting because we were a school where a bunch of different cultures were together, and we were also still 9 years old, 10 years old, still young. But when I was entering like my tween stage at 11 at this school, this next school that I moved to when I came into 5th grade, it got really difficult being who I was. In the 5th grade, I came to this new school, and though it is an international school, and I'm still at the school today, and I have a bunch of friends and all that. I came to the school, and coming from a school before this where everybody had been really accepting about who I was, it was a really hard transition, I guess. I remember not having friends for a good 4 months. And just sitting by myself a lot and not having anybody to talk to. And I remember coming home after school, and like late at night I would literally cry myself to sleep every day I think that went on for like a week or two, maybe even more than that. And I remember my mom was getting really concerned because I hadn't gone through that, and she had to explain to me basically that I was in a new country and I was in a new school, and I was gonna have to get used to it, and that I need to embrace who I am and don't let anybody bring me down. But I just remember being so sad and just watching people who had friends and think like, how can you it wasn't really like bullying. I wasn't teased like the question asks. It was more of like ignorance. I was being ignored, and I was kind of treated like I wasn't there. And little me, who was only like 11 years old, I could tell that it was because I was different from everybody else, because the people who had friends, the popular people, were like really pretty, and like they were like really light skinned, and they had like, and everybody loved them basically, and I was just there, and I was kind of a lot darker than a lot of people, and I didn't really know who I was and where I fit in, and who I wanted to be friends with. And that went on for a very long time, and I just basically remember hating who I was and wishing I was whiter, or wishing I didn't look like what I look like now, or what I look like then. And it was really tough, you know, just trying to fit into a new school, to a new system where people aren't that nice when it comes to you if you look different. Yeah, but I ended up making a bunch of friends. I was kind of stepped out of my comfort zone, and I reached out to some people, and it wasn't that bad, but I just remember like trying to like go up to people and talk to them, and they would like kind of brush me off. And I just knew that like I knew I was a really nice, fun person in my opinion, and seeing somebody just brush me off, I kind of, even at the young age, connected it with the fact that I looked different, or I didn't look as pretty or whatever. So it was just hard. Life was hard as a little 5th grader, and even to this day, I feel like some people just aren't as accepting to me as they are to other people, just because of how I look. And I don't know, it's a hard thing to talk about, because I feel like I'm not ever gonna sometimes get treated like the way like the pretty like light-skinned girls with like the blonde hair look like. I feel like it's never gonna be like that, but I've come to accept that, and I want to be around people who accept me for who I am, and who and who just make me feel loved, I guess. Have you ever been ashamed of being multiracial? Well, like I said in the last really long response to that question, I was at one point, and I wanted to just be pure white, and I wanted to look like the popular kids or the pretty kids. I didn't want to be like this. I remember hating my skin. You can ask, you don't ask my mom, but literally my mom, like, I told my mom so many times that I hated what skin color I was. I wanted to be whiter. Why couldn't I be as white as my brother? Because my brother is like white as paper. So I always like would tell her like, why can't I be whiter? Why am I so dark? Why am I in this skin? And so like all my races like mixed together, I didn't like it at all at one point. But now, after being surrounded by positivity and people who make me feel happy and proud of who I am, I really am proud of my races and my culture, and I want to embrace it all. And I've been trying as hard as I can to do so. And I'm honestly a much happier person now. Okay, do you feel that being mixed has its benefits? Yes, I do feel like being mixed has its benefits, because I think it's really interesting that I have like little bits of everywhere inside me, and I have all these different cultures that I can embrace, that I can call my own, and the fact that I have family and like history all over the world, I just think is really cool. And I don't know, I just love being different now. I don't like being like plain Jane, like one place. But there's nothing against people who are like all from one place. I am not judging or anything like that, but I just feel like yes, the answer is just yes. It's hard to talk about this. I'm really bad at explaining. I'm really sorry. What makes being multiracial a beautiful thing? Like I said, I think it's really beautiful to just have like parts of you from all around the world, and being multiracial isn't something that you should be ashamed of. You should think that it's cool that I'm from so many different places, or I'm from 2 different places, but I just think you should embrace it, because there's so much beauty in being multiracial, and you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are. And if people that you know are making you feel ashamed of who you are, then you shouldn't be around those people. It's just honestly so cool to be from different places. I don't know, I wouldn't change it for me, and I don't think you should want to change it either if you're multiracial. It is beautiful, really. Any advice to someone who struggles with their multiracial identity? Like I just said, being multiracial is amazing, it's gorgeous, and I don't want to change myself. I'm proud of who I am, I'm proud of all my races, I'm proud of everything about me. So if you should feel that way too. You should feel 100% just happy with who you are. And if you're not, if someone is making you feel bad, if someone is making you upset about who you are, then that's completely wrong. You need to just leave them be, let them be their own little judgmental selves, go find yourself some new friends, talk to somebody too. For me, it helped talking to my mom, because she dealt with it too, since she's mixed as well, and she knew how it felt, so she could tell me basically like, this is how you feel. But you need to talk to somebody, and you need to come to the realization that it is a beautiful thing to be multiracial, and embrace it, and just think of it like you're unique. Just think of it like you're unique, and you're special, and you're amazing. So yeah. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. I'm sorry I got like a little emotional and stuff like that, but you know, it is a sensitive topic. But if you are multiracial, embrace it. I love you. You're beautiful. You're special. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, hopefully you guys learned a little bit about me, and I'll be posting more hopefully this summer. And I'm also making a SoundCloud so you guys can hear me sing, and I'll post that link as well. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye.
Do you want to go to the seaside? I'm not trying to say that everybody wants to go. I fell in love at the seaside.